Chemistry. Chemistry is in the shampoo that you use, in the clothes that you wear, in the burger that you eat, and in the yogurt that you enjoy. In a more general definition, chemistry is the study of the composition of matter and the changes it undergoes. Chemistry is divided in 5 areas of study: physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, biochemistry, and analytical chemistry. Physical chemistry is the study of the mechanism, rate, and energy transfer that occurs when matter undergoes a change. In here, for example, if you are running, if you're swimming, or if you're sprinting, the mechanism and rate of energy is divided by physical chemistry. Analytical chemistry is the study of composition of matter. In this case, we have blood, and is divided into plasma, white blood cells, and red blood cells. Biochemistry is the study of the processes that take place in the organisms. In here, we can see the glucose metabolism. Organic chemistry is the study of all chemicals that contain carbon, like in the DNA or structures that we will see later on. Inorganic chemistry is the study of all chemicals that in general do not contain carbon. In here, we have salt and baking soda. There are different ways that we can see our world, and it can be macroscopic or microscopic view. Macroscopic, that's the world of objects that are capable to be seen at naked eye. In here, we can see some butterflies. Microscopic is the world of objects that can be seen only with magnification. In here, we can see 3 pictures of the wings of these butterflies. Energy. Chemistry plays an essential role in finding ways for energy conservation, production, and storage. For example, in energy conservation, we can use insulation. Insulation is the use of materials that protect heat from getting into a house or in the winter to get out of the house. In energy production is how different ways, different materials can produce energy for motion or for doing some other processes like photosynthesis. And energy storage is ways that we can put this energy that is produced and store it somewhere for later use, like in the batteries. Medicine. Chemistry supplies medicines, materials, and biotechnology that doctors use to treat their patients. Agriculture. Chemistry helps to make crops more productive and safer. In crop productivity, for example, chemistry determines the soil quality, the amount of water, the pests that eat the crops and how to control them, and the same with weeds. Weeds are plants that can grow with the plant that you want in the first place, so they are stealing nutrients and water. Crop protection. For crop protection, usually is the use of selective pesticides and insecticides. Environment. Chemistry helps to identify pollutants and prevent pollution. Remember, a pollutant is a harmful chemical that usually goes against living organisms. The first step is identifying pollutants, and it can be in air, or water, or soil. And the other way is to prevent pollution. This is for avoiding dumping waste where you shouldn't, or to recycle. Alchemy, Lavoisier, and the scientific method. Alchemists were the first scientists that studied matter and developed techniques for working with metals, glass, and dyes. Also, they made the first lab equipment, which still is used in most labs. Alchemists developed equipment for working with metals, glass, and dyes. Antoine Lavoisier is known as the father of modern chemistry. He was a French scientist who discovered that oxygen was needed for combustion, and also he determined the first steps of the scientific method. The scientific method is a logical, systematic approach to the solution of a scientific problem. It is divided in the next steps: observation, question, gathering data, hypothesis, experiment, data from the experiment, and conclusion. Observation is previous knowledge of the topic involved. Questions: there are to connect with the outcome expected. Gather data is the materials used in the experiment. Hypothesis is the best guess of the experiment involved. Experiment, series of steps for testing the hypothesis. Data from the experiment, data obtained from making the experiment. And conclusion, if you were right or wrong in your hypothesis and the reason for this outcome. Also, any ideas for retesting. Thank you for watching.